Well, it looks like Big Orange has some big plans this year. They've announced that they're going to be gearing up for the launch of 4 brand new distribution centers. All of this in a pursuit of snagging more sales from remodelers, contractors, basically your home pros. Okay. Now, these centers are set to open up their doors here in the first half of this year. They're going to be in Detroit, Los Angeles, San Antonio, and it's a suburb of Buffalo up north called Toronto, I think. Anyway, I'm not sure how they pronounce it. Anyway, get this. Each center is supposed to be around 500,000 square feet. That is 5 times, count it, 5 times bigger than the average Home Depot store. Now, why are they going to be so big? Well, this gives them room to store and accommodate large stock items. We're talking stuff that the pros use, bundles of shingles, pallets of shingles, I should say, insulation, siding, basically all the big stuff that pros order for their job sites. And they're also going to be able to ship from these centers, bypassing the stores directly to the job site, which means you're more likely to get the stuff you want when you want it, and maybe even at a bit of a cost savings. Anyway, this is all part of Home Depot's long-term strategy to cater to pros who handle the bigger kind of projects. Think like, full remodels, kitchens, baths, the whole 9 yards. They've already rolled out 14 hubs similar to this, the first one being in Dallas back in 2020. Now, here's the thing here's where things get interesting. Home Depot gets about half of its total sales from pros. The other half coming from basic DIY customers like you and me, average Joes tackling the around the home kind of projects. Now, during the pandemic, both Home Depot and Lowe's saw massive, and I do mean massive, growth in online sales. Both stores invested heavily in courting that market, but post-pandemic, both saw sharp, like off a cliff, kind of sharp drop in online sales. As well as those, and following that, the DIY dollars drawing up. This combined with an even slower housing market, and the pressure is on for them to win over the remaining market, and that is pros. Now, according to Chip Devine, Home Depot's Senior VP of Outside Sales, he said that pros are typically steadier and bigger spenders compared to DIY customers. Chip apparently really putting that old MBA to work there. Anyway, here's a kicker. Pros are less likely to jump ship going over to a competitor once they've established a relationship because they value those specialized relationships. Let me put it this way. These value-add relationships are important to pros because they know that they will have a consistent and reliable service from their suppliers. And as someone who's run many businesses over the years, I can wholeheartedly say that while personally, when I'm shopping for myself or for the family, I'm always looking for the best bang for the buck bargain out there. But when it comes to making money, when it comes to the business side, reliability is almost always worth more than saving a few dollars here and there. You want that reliable, deliverable. You want to be able to project, hey, I'm going to get this at this time. It's going to cost me this much, and I know that it's going to get there, and I'm not going to be calling somebody up going, hey, where's my shipment? That's important when it comes to business. Home Depot is also starting a new pilot program offering trade credit to pros. This is huge. It means Home Depot will not charge pros on larger orders until the projects are actually delivered. Now, this is a fairly standard practice in the industry, at least on the higher end of the spectrum, but this should really appeal to smaller, mid-sized teams where cash flowing these projects can be a huge issue for them. Now, CEO of Home Depot, Ted Decker, sees expanding their pro business as their top priority for the year, at least one of their top 3 priorities, along with building new stores and enhancing the overall customer experience. Maybe stopping shoplifters would be a good one too. Anyway, they want to be the one-stop shop for pros. Now, in more entertaining news, Home Depot also announced recently their plans for, get this, Halloween decorations. Apparently, we're just skipping straight over spring and summer and going straight to fall, I guess. Anyway, they've announced the return of fan favorite Skelly, their 12-foot tall skeleton. Get this, it's got animated eyes with 8 different modes it can go through. But they're also bringing Skelly's best friend, this is a new thing here, a 5-foot tall, 7-foot long skeletal dog, complete with ears and a little black nose, because why not? Anyway, along with these, there's also going to be a 7-foot tall animated Frankenstein and a 10-foot tall LED murderous, murderous maple tree. Must be a silver maple, if you know what I mean. Anyway, meanwhile, over at Lowe's, things have been at best Well, flat. In the last year, we've seen a whole bunch of insiders selling off millions of dollars worth of stock. Now, Lowe's did beat Wall Street's quarterly earnings, but I wouldn't exactly call it a win, as expectations were not exactly high. I mean, beating a low expectation is not exactly the big win of the day. But worse for Lowe's, is say that they're already saying that sales for the rest of the year are probably going to be down as well. Now, CEO over there, Marvin Ellison, he mirrored Ted Deckard's statements, saying that it was DIYers and the low housing turnover and loss of online sales and yada, yada, yada. He did, however, state that he felt the U.S. consumer is healthy and that he feels good about the medium to long term, which honestly is about the only thing a CEO in that position can say. What's he going to say? The place is on fire, we're all going down? Anyway, remember that he used to be the number 2 guy over at Home Depot and was passed over for the top spot. He stated that his primary focus when he got to Lowe's was basically to eat Home Depot's lunch, going after that pro market. But while I see Home Depot taking dedicated steps to court the pro market, Lowe's major play this year is a new loyalty program for DIY shoppers that should launch any week now. It's going to launch in March. Ellison said he's going to target customers who shop at both stores, customers whose main buying issues are convenience and promotions, which is most of my viewers here on the channel. He's coming after you all. Anyway, he stated the goal is to get those customers and get them to choose Lowe's more often. Not exactly sure how he's going to do that, but one of the things is he's going to be using what we were guessing is an AI-based algorithm that's going to target shoppers' buying trends and push deals to them based on individually forecasted buying projections. Boy, that's a lot of buzzwords, ain't it? Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing how this all pans out, but you won't catch me holding my breath. Now, I like Lowe's. I shop at Lowe's quite often, but Lowe's has, and let me put it this way, Lowe's has some of the best clearance deals, and they have solid in-store sales, but their advertising sucks. As a channel that is focused on deals and finding all the stuff for you, you may have noticed over the past year we haven't covered much of it, especially when it comes to tool deals. And quite frankly, that's because there haven't been many. They're just not really pushing it. If you look at their website isn't as good as Home Depot. Their sales aren't as good as Home Depot. Lowe's has always been. Now, a lot of people don't get this, but when you look at the marketing and what they're saying and their quarterly earnings and stuff, Lowe's has always been targeted more towards the homeowner, the DIYer, whereas Home Depot has been targeted more towards the pro. Now, I realize there are pros that shop at Lowe's and there's DIYers who shop at Home Depot. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm talking about where their focus is, and this is coming from top-down kind of stuff here, all right? So you can argue all you want because people always like to sit there and tell me how wrong I am. I'm just saying what the CEOs are saying, brother, so take it up with them. Anyway, the point is this, that Home Depot is really focused and making investments courting that pro market. And as they stated, that's where the money is. And Lowe's, Marvin Ellison, is still kind of going after the DIYer, which I would love to see Lowe's really step up. But I think that they've got a long ways to go from where they are right now. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments. Who do you think is going to win over the DIY market? Do you think, I mean, there's no question that Home Depot is going to probably win the war for the pros as it is going forward. But do you think the DIY market's going to be enough to boost Lowe's back out of the doldrums that it's in? Anyway, let me know what you think down below. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.